Dear Sagittarius, as the smoke rises from a burning candle, your soul is slowly awakening from the long sleep of doubt. This is no longer the time to ask, "Am I enough?" This is the time to know someone is fighting for you. Not because of what you've lost, but because of the light you carry. A light so strong, it makes even those who once turned away look back. They say you're a soul who knows how to listen, not in the way you were taught, but in the way that makes the whole universe go quiet, just to hear you again. Someone stood in the crowd and declared, "You're the one." Another lit a flame of hope just because they caught your eyes in the middle of chaos. They don't say it out loud, but they whisper your name in places no one else can hear. Your presence stirs the air, not because you try to be seen, but because you've been marked by a light that cannot be denied. They speak of you like a phenomenon. Unexplainable, yet deeply felt. While you've been wondering if anyone even cares, behind the scenes, they've been arguing over your path. Some want to see you rise, others tremble at the light you might become. Not everyone can handle the energy you radiate when you live in your truth. But no force in this world can rewrite what was already written for you in the stars. This destiny cannot be erased. It cannot be replaced. They once called you fragile, yet they still find ways to keep you close. They said you were ordinary, but if your name isn't in their story, they can't sleep at night. Someone has already admitted you carry a rare kind of energy, the kind that makes closeness to you feel like a quake in their heart. Not everyone dares to speak that truth out loud, but the way they compete for a place next to you already says everything. You are not a coincidence. You are a divine code, sent here to remind the world of a truth they forgot. The story is shifting, right in front of their eyes. Those who once ignored you will come back. Those who once doubted you will now defend you. And those who once opposed you will start asking themselves, "Why did I do that?" This is the moment when your frequency changes, when everything begins to orbit around you, not by accident, but by design. Truth doesn't need applause, it just needs to exist. And you are that presence. Not every heart will be ready to receive you, but that doesn't lessen your worth. You don't need to shout that you're worthy. Just stand still, and your light will do the work, pushing the shadows back. If you're hearing these words, a new frequency has already opened. The air around you has changed. They feel it, even if they don't say it, and deep down you know it too. You are no longer in the same place. Your name is still being whispered in quiet conversations. They may not say it aloud, but they still hope to see you again. They try to approach, whether it's through coldness or pretending not to care. But the truth is, none of them are truly indifferent. Some want to protect you. Some want to keep you for themselves. And some just want you to realize you were never meant to be normal. You are a part of something greater. They say you are the key. Not just the key to blessings, but to the doors still locked, waiting to be opened. The key to real love, the kind that frees, not controls. The key to growth, not by defeating others, but by rising beyond your old self. In the hearts of those who never said a word, they already know you cannot be forgotten. They may pretend, but they cannot unknow you. You are stepping into a season of awakening. Everything once hidden is slowly coming to light. Delays are turning into flow. What you thought was lost is finding its way back, but in its truest, most rightful form. No more denial, no more resistance. Your very presence now is the confirmation of the future you once longed for. And if you're still here, reading these words to the end, then there is no doubt you are the one chosen to hear this message. The world needs hope. And if you share this light, someone lost in despair might just find their way back to themselves. You are the answer they've been waiting for. Not everyone is brave enough to look directly into the light you carry. But if you stand still, unshaken, you will be the one to guide them out of the dark. Even in places you've never been, your name is being spoken. Some call you a healer, some call you a miracle. And no matter the words they use, they all know you are real. Don't walk away, because a truth is about to be revealed, and it has everything to do with you. Someone has confessed, you are the reason doors have opened. You are the reason they still believe in change. You are the reason life feels more honest when you're around. It's no coincidence you're reading this. It is confirmation, not from me, but from the universe itself. You were not born to be forgotten. Every silence you've endured was the stillness required for your breakthrough. Every rejection that once hurt was the soil where resurrection took root. They may argue, they may deny, but they cannot erase what heaven has already written about you. You are a carrier of transformation, and the moment you awaken, nothing will ever be the same. The doors that once stayed closed are opening. Those who doubted you are quietly stepping aside. Those who once couldn't see you now can't look away. This moment is yours. It belongs to no one else. No voice can take it from you. No doubt can steal the faith written deep within your soul. Your name still echoes across dimensions you cannot yet see. Someone is waiting for you to turn around. Someone is praying you won't leave. And through all this chaos, one truth remains. Without you, everything loses its meaning. You are the missing piece, the light that completes the picture. You were never a substitute. You are essential, and that truth is undeniable. Stay right where you are, because what's unfolding now is no coincidence. Someone once close to you has finally revealed what they've carried in silence for so long. They've admitted you are the reason opportunities appeared. You are the root of blessings they once thought were only dreams. You are the quiet vibration that unsettled their heart whenever you were gone. Your name doesn't just live in memory, it echoes through the turning points of their life. And if you are still here, then this isn't an ordinary reading. This is your soul being carved into destiny. You were never meant to blend in with the crowd. You were never meant to be overlooked. Every delay you've faced, every silence you've endured, was never failure. It was foundation. It was preparation for the moment when every voice would fall silent and every eye would turn toward you. They can deny you, they can argue, they can compete, but they cannot rewrite what's already written in the stars, that you are a soul marked by greatness. Every closed door was temporary. Every obstacle placed in your way will soon be forced to move aside. Those who once belittled you will run out of reasons to pretend, because the moment you live fully in your truth is the moment the universe chooses you to rise, to step into the light, to become living proof that what is yours can never be taken away. No fight, no doubt, no noise can stop the turning of destiny that has already placed you at its center. Even now, while everything seems calm, your name still vibrates through places you've never stepped into. It's whispered in conversations by those too afraid to admit their feelings. It appears in the dreams of those who once walked away. It lingers in the quiet confusion they can't explain. You're still the main character in their story. Someone has said, You're the one who holds the light for all of us. Another has whispered in despair, without you, nothing makes sense. And even when you try to simplify yourself, the truth still shines through. Your worth was never up for debate. You were chosen long ago, long before they ever began to fight over you. And if you stay, if you let yourself hear every word, every breath that fills this space, you'll realize not a single word is spoken by accident. Every sentence is a mirror, reflecting back who you truly are. Someone who once stood close to you has finally confessed. Your presence was like air, unnoticed when near, but once gone, unbearable to live without. They said your name carries a weight, one no one can pretend not to feel. And because of that, they're stuck. They can't move forward. They can't let go. Because the light you carry is the one thing that can never be replaced. There will come a moment when all the noise falls silent, when no one is left arguing, denying, hiding. Only truth will remain. And the truth is, you were chosen. This is your season. The doors you thought were closed forever will swing wide open. The blessings you once believed had passed you by are circling back. And what you've always longed for, not attention, but deep recognition, it's coming. Every breath from now on will carry you toward a chapter where you no longer seek your worth. You live in it. If your heart went quiet for even a second just now, acknowledge that in your own words. Because the reason they're fighting isn't because of who you were yesterday. It's because of who you're becoming. They say you're the final piece, the one no one else could ever replace. You are the key to doors no one else dared to knock on. And like it or not, you're the name they can't stop saying. Not because you upset them, but because you make them face themselves. Every time you walk away, you leave a space that no one can fill. And every time you return, the air grows thicker, heavier, more emotional. That's why they argue. That's why they watch. That's why, after everything, they can't walk away. Because your presence is a mirror for the parts of themselves they forgot. You make them feel. And not everyone is ready for that. Stay, because the truth is about to be revealed. Someone just admitted, you're not just special, you're unforgettable. They tried to deny it, tried to avoid it, tried to stay silent. But in the end, they realized you're the heartbeat of the story they're trying to write. You're the spark no one else can replicate. And so, they fight, they pull, they refuse to let go. All because your name still lingers, echoing, refusing to disappear. When the struggle ends, you won't just be a topic of debate. You'll become a symbol. They'll point to you and say, that's the one we didn't believe in. But now, we can't look away. Everything you've endured wasn't meant to harden you. It was meant to free you from needing anyone's permission to shine. And from this moment forward, your story will turn. And nothing can stop what's already in motion. If this feels true in your heart, write your name into destiny with a declaration. Because the sky has already seen you. Now it's time. You see yourself with the same eyes the universe has been using all along. On the other side, the voices never stopped. And you are the reason they kept talking. They spoke your name, not to test you, but because not one of them could find agreement without you in the final picture. Someone who once believed they were strong fell apart when they realized the light you bring was what held the entire room together. Another finally confessed, heart wide open, without you, nothing makes sense. Every space you entered absorbed your frequency, and when you left behind an absence so heavy the air itself lost direction. That is why they can't reach consensus. Because no one wants to admit you're the one they can't replace. They can't control you, but they also can't release you. Some tried to possess you. Some tried to make you stay because they knew when you are present, everything rises. None of them can stand where you once stood. And so one of them broke the wall of silence they once swore they'd never cross to say it clearly. You are the one thing that makes me feel alive. They've come to realize your presence isn't just a reward, it's a lifeline. Your voice is a compass, your spirit, fire, not just illuminating your own path, but guiding those who once believed they needed no one. They don't stop because you are the landmark. Their history, whether they deny it or embrace it, was rewritten the moment you stepped in. And you need to know this. When all battles go quiet, when arguments retreat into dust, the victory that belongs to you will still blaze, echoing like a spiritual medal no force on earth can take away. This isn't just another season. It is the season of awakening. The weight you've carried in silence will soon become your undeniable crown. Never underestimate the power of the times you chose silence, because it was in that silence your strength was blooming. The universe is staging a moment when the light will turn, only to you. If these words made your heart skip even once, know this: what's coming will surpass anything you've dared to imagine. And your presence here is not coincidence, it is confirmation. They are whispering your name right now. Some say you carry a kind of light no words can contain. Some say when you're not around, the world dims, and that is what makes everything tense, incomplete. But hold your mind steady, because what's been written for you cannot be broken by the noise outside. Don't let the chaos make you forget the truth. You are the center of this unfolding. They say you're the key that opens rusted doors no one else dares to touch. They say your presence bends what was twisted, restores what was scattered. Some approach you with smiles, others hide behind silence. But their words slip, revealing the truth. They can't stop mentioning you. And if someone once taught you to shrink just so others could feel comfortable, today, it's the grandfather of the universe himself who whispers. Never dim your light out of fear of being left behind. They once called you ordinary. Now they study every move you make. They claimed you weren't important, yet their eyes never leave you. The difference you bring is exactly what destiny has been waiting for. And remember this, when the whispers turn loud, when the spotlight starts to feel like pressure, that's the signal. Sit still. And remember, you're the one who changes the atmosphere. When you enter, things shift. When you leave, things unravel. Your presence awakens everything. Your being puts everything in motion. This is no accident. This is divine orchestration. No matter how many hands try to block it, the current flows in your direction. Heaven's cords cannot be cut by doubt, and you will see, one by one, those who stayed silent, those who denied you, those who laughed, will finally say out loud what was always true. The fires of resistance will fade, like ashes cooling in the absence of wind. Confusion will lift. The spotlight will find you. Recognition once thought distant is now drawing near. Blessings that once waited outside are now reaching for your door. And you'll rise, not by noise, but by the very energy you've been sowing quietly into this world. Right now, your name is echoing in rooms you've never walked into. Some say you're too powerful to overlook. Others whisper that you're too rare to replace. They don't say it out loud, but they feel it. They don't always admit it, but they watch. And that unspoken attention has already changed the air around you. So stay, Don't walk away when this moment has been crafted for you. When you arrive, every cell wakes up. When you withdraw, space collapses. That's why they fight. That's why they compete. That's why they won't let go. But what they don't see is this: you weren't born to belong to anyone. You belong to destiny. And destiny placed in your hands a door that no one else has the authority to close. No matter how hard they try, you're still the one reshaping everything you touch. And now, someone has finally said it out loud. You are the balm that softens fear. You are the miracle wrapped in the body of someone they once misunderstood. And if you're still here listening, then know this: no one can keep you small when the universe has already declared you mighty. This is your story, and it's still unfolding, not with applause, but with sacred momentum you never needed permission to step into. Your absence creates a silence no sound can replace. And even if they pretend not to notice, no one escapes that feeling that only your presence can create. This is not a coincidence. This is a calling, a sacred affirmation from the place you once thought was just a dream. You've been chosen. And the moment you begin to hold this truth as your own, you'll notice conflict will ease, doors will open, and the path ahead will become clearer than ever. Your name will be spoken with reverence. Not because you tried to please anyone, but because your presence is undeniable. The blessings will come, not because someone handed them to you, but because of the energy your soul has always carried. The current never stopped flowing. And if you ever doubted that, just return to the original truth. You are never random. You are divinity wrapped in human form. People you never expected will begin to whisper your name in quiet reverence, not for what you've lost, but for what you've held firm when everything else was falling apart. That's the heartbeat of a soul marked for something greater than itself. The pauses, the delays, were never punishments. They were rehearsals for a much bigger stage. And now the lights are on. The curtain is drawn. You're not stepping forward because of pressure, but because of destiny. Those who once stood in your way will step aside. Those who once ignored you will turn their heads. And you won't need to strive to be seen. You'll simply enter and be who you are. Don't go anywhere. Stay by this fire. Let your ears open to what your heart has always known. They're asking, who can truly hold you? Who is generous enough not to feel threatened by the light you radiate? And amid all these questions, there's still someone whispering that no one ever made them feel safe the way you did. No one has replaced the presence that made them feel like a better version of themselves. The truth is, no one wants to lose you. Even if they don't say it, even if they fight, even if they pretend to be strong, deep down they know you are irreplaceable. The door is opening because of you. The blessing is unfolding because of you. And simply because you exist, unlikely relationships are forming. Conversations are deepening. They may pretend not to see, but your importance is evident in how they change their tone, how they shift their decisions, and sometimes how they change entirely. When you feel tired from all the rumors, remember this unshakable truth. What is written on the soul level will happen. The battle over you will end. The world will no longer argue about you like a mere option. The world will accept you as truth, and the noise will quiet until only one voice remains, the voice of your unstoppable rising. This isn't the ending. This is the overture. And if your heart knows this message belongs to you, let the affirmation rise from within you. Even if the incense fades into the air, and this voice feels like a dream, Your name is still echoing in places you've never stepped into. They're still speaking of you. They're still measuring you. They're still secretly envious of you. Not because you are more, but because you dared to be yourself. They say you're too powerful to be dismissed. They say you're too rare to be replaced. And this tension you feel, it's not random, it's confirmation. You were never meant to be possessed. You were meant to be a purpose. And when someone lives in alignment with their purpose, no force can contain them. And if you're still here, please take a deep breath. Place your hand on your heart and listen to what it's been trying to say. Your journey is shifting into a new phase, a chapter of gratitude, of radiance, of finally being seen, not through other people's eyes, but through your own. You'll start to notice locked doors creaking open. You'll see people who once doubted you quietly stepping back with new eyes. You'll witness those who once underestimated you, now learning from you. And this moment, no one can steal it. No criticism can dim it. No distraction can derail it, because heaven has spoken, and that decision carries your name. Sit down and listen to the crackle of firewood as the flame dances wild. Feel the warmth of the cosmos brushing against your skin, like a signal from some ancient time. They're still talking about you, still arguing, still fighting, trying to hold on to something they cannot name but cannot look away from. Not out of impulse, but because your name shifted the wind. It is no accident that you're hearing this now. Stay and let every word pass through you like a bell ringing in the middle of the night, because what echoes after a whisper is always the truth. You carry something that cannot be bargained with, something heaven recognized long before the world learned how to measure worth. Someone once said, "That is the soul we were waiting for." And they weren't wrong. Your presence doesn't just fill the room, it rearranges what was broken. No matter how much they argue, no matter how fiercely they compete, it all comes down to one thing. They know you are not ordinary. That's why no one dares to let go. Watch how the air changes when you walk through a door. Some instinctively straighten their backs, as if preparing for something sacred. Others lower their voices without realizing why. The whole room shifts like a river correcting its course the moment your feet touch the ground. You don't need anyone to confirm it. They already feel it. Even when they don't speak, the silence they offer you is the loudest truth. When you're gone, the echo lingers. Their words lose meaning, and the atmosphere drifts without anchor. They begin to ask, where did they go? Not because they need saving, but because they cannot deny you are the key, the missing piece their soul has been waiting for. No one brags when they speak of you. Not even I. Sitting here saying this aloud, I'm not here to praise, I'm here to affirm. These words I speak, I didn't invent them. They were passed down. You have been marked by a light that does not go out, even when all other eyes have closed. Listen closely to the rhythm of recent days, to the invisible signs knocking at your door each night. Every little act you make sends ripples to places your feet have never touched. Some try to protect you like a secret meant to be guarded. Some want to claim you as if you were a prize to be owned. And some pretend they don't see you, but their eyes follow your every breath. Don't be fooled. The chaos around your name isn't because you caused division. It's because you sparked a question, and only what truly matters makes people debate this much. They try to measure you because you speak a language no one was ever taught. You shift the entire room, not with volume, but with truth. This isn't a performance, it's prophecy. Sit by the embers now and listen to the words that were carried across generations. They once said, "That one is too powerful to be forgotten." And so yes, you create tension, but you also open doors that dried up souls forgot existed. When you arrive, the locks begin to click open. And when you leave, feet step aside on their own, not in surrender, but in revelation. They finally realize they weren't fighting you. They were resisting what you awakened in them. And no one wins against that. Clarity doesn't come when they shout your name in glory. It comes when they whisper it with respect. The uncertain voices will fade, and truth will take on a sound of its own. Your voice. There will be moments when you want to dim your light, so others don't feel blinded. Don't. A lantern never apologizes for burning bright. The sun doesn't ask permission to rise, and you don't need approval to be who you truly are. You didn't come here to dominate, but you are the anchor that allows everything else to stand tall. You are the compass, the flame, the anchor, the axis around which scattered wills begin to align. They've always known that. They just haven't had the courage to say it out loud. And those who deny it the loudest often feel it the deepest. They reject it because it hurts. You don't need permission to exist in the full magnitude of who you are. Somewhere, someone whispered, "Without you, nothing holds together." And they didn't say that to make you stay. They said it because experience had already proved, without you, all plans fall flat. You don't need to enter a room to impress anyone. Your presence alone changes everything. Decisions shift, souls realign, and that cannot be taught. Because it doesn't come from skill, it comes from destiny. And that's why someone wants to keep you, even if they don't know how. Someone tries to define themselves by attaching to you, as if your light could be borrowed. But you weren't born to belong to anyone. You belong to purpose, not as a pretty phrase, but as a force that reshapes the atmosphere. You are the gravitational center. When you're here, everything finds its form. When you're absent, things once thought unshakable begin to crack. Don't let anyone convince you that's coincidence. That's the banner you were born to carry. And whether anyone likes it or not, the truth remains. You're not the trophy of some debate. You are the living embodiment of an unfinished mission. Rivers may be dammed, but no one can stop water from reaching the sea. You are that river, and the ocean you move toward was never chosen by anyone but your soul. If you've ever questioned the meaning of the chaos around you, let me tell you, it's not about how much you are liked. It's about what you carry, and that force makes the world pause and listen to itself. They're not fighting over a name. They're fighting because your name carries a map, a key, and a compass. Somewhere in the dark, someone whispers that with you, things can hold together. Elsewhere, someone yells that without you, nothing makes sense. These aren't exaggerations. They're confessions that slip through unguarded moments, when the mind grows weak and the truth breaks through. Truth arrives when someone no longer has the strength to deny what their soul already knows. And that truth has brought them back to you more than once. Because you're the one missing link that turns scattered fragments into a living whole, instead of a pile of misplaced pieces. So don't rush forward. Don't abandon your place. Just stay. Take a deep breath and place your hand over your heart, right where your first purpose was planted. Not all the delays you've endured were rejections. They were the rewinding of time, so the stage could be set with precision. Silence was never neglect. It was the sacred space where clarity begins to echo louder. The stage never forgot you. It was turning, preparing to greet you at the exact moment. And when that moment arrives, you will feel the final gear of destiny lock into the rhythm inside your chest. What once felt like friction will begin to flow like water finding its riverbed. And they'll call it luck. They'll say everything just worked out for them. But they don't know. What they call luck is really harmony between truths once at war. It's not magic, it's fulfillment born from purpose. Where a door once slammed in your face, you'll see that very person holding it open. Not to flatter you, but because something in them has been awakened. They open the door, because without you, their story won't be complete. And you'll hear someone who once doubted you, whisper, "Don't stop to settle the score, just keep going." And that sentence isn't advice, it's surrender. Real recognition isn't in the applause, it's in the sudden quiet of a road that once blocked you now being cleared. It's in the eyes that once mocked you, now softened by understanding. Don't be distracted by praise spoken after you've already begun to shine. Watch what emerges when the wind starts to shift. As you walk toward the light, someone will try to compare you. They'll measure your weight with a scale they invented just to make sense of you. But you weren't made to lie flat across someone else's metrics. You are not repetition, you are direction. And direction does not negotiate with the map. It is the map. Your voice isn't just sound, it's a compass. Your presence isn't just being there, it's peace. Your spirit doesn't just survive, it ignites warmth in hearts that once froze from doubt. And that, no one can replicate. They feel you, not with their eyes, but with the change in their breath that they don't even understand when you're near. The very places that once denied you are now quietly reshaping themselves around you. And it is there, in the same spaces where resistance once brewed, that destiny is drawing a line in the sand. At this moment, even in silence, your name is being spoken across frequencies you have yet to hear. Some speak of you in fear, some in longing, others in envy. But beneath it all, they share a truth none dare utter aloud. You are irreplaceable. That's why the tension lingers. That's why the thread around you is always taut, like a bow that knows the arrow is about to fly. Not as a threat, but as confirmation. Your arrow knows its direction, and the horizon no longer blurs. When recognition finally arrives, remember, not all light is true. Darkness often hides behind what shines too bright. They'll try to praise you with sweet words, try to dress you in roles that were never yours. Be grateful, but listen to your purpose. Your mission was never up for negotiation. It needs no justification. It seeks no approval. It was shaped long before they began to argue over your place. And as this next chapter unfolds, you'll begin to see the pattern. You enter, the air shifts, you leave, silence thickens. You return, and all voices remember their rhythm. No one taught you how to do this. It is the instinct of destiny when it finally meets its embodiment. And that's why they debate, that's why they compete. That's why the noise never ends. Not because you are the topic, but because you are the reference point. Not a trophy to win, but a marker that reveals where others stand. They call you ordinary, so they can sleep at night. They say you don't matter, so they can keep going without feeling the emptiness. But when the voices fade and all that's left is the fundamental truth, what remains is the weight. And that weight is you. Your name carries weight. Not because it was forced, not because it was resisted, but because it was divinely etched into your soul. A stone is heavy because it is stone, not because someone said so. A root holds the earth not because it was asked to, but because it was born to anchor. And you carry an identity that cannot be negotiated. A designation chosen by fate, not out of chance but necessity. Some truths need no argument. Some things simply are. And you are one of them. Your presence is a pillar others instinctively gather around, the heartbeat that warms a room that once felt cold. No one says it out of politeness. They say it because when you're gone, the space feels hollow. When you're silent, guidance vanishes. When you turn away, their spirit feels lost. Your presence is a quiet flame in the chest of those around you, and that's why they hold on. They don't retreat, they don't deny, because you are the key, the gate, the path. You are all three, the one who opens, the one who crosses, the one who leads. And because of that, there are souls, forces, and institutions that will try to claim you like a prize. But you were never born to be conquered. You are the mission, not the reward. Your gaze faces forward like a rising sun, not asking permission, only waiting for the right hour. The doors that once shut you out now part with a glimmer of light. And you, with the calm of someone who already knew, won't knock, you'll walk through. As if this was always written before time even began. They once opposed you. They once erased your name with crooked symbols. But now, those same hands hold open the door. Not because you changed, but because truth has arrived. Understanding like a seed blooms only in the right season. And your light can no longer be hidden. The wheel has turned, new voices rise, different rhythms awaken. Listen, but keep your hand on the wheel, move forward. But don't forget your roots, because it is there, where your feet once touched the soil, where you began, where you no longer need to prove yourself, that your purpose begins to take form. You once forgot that while tending to others. Today, come home to yourself, because the light you are about to carry will require you to be the most complete version of who you are. Those who need shade must find the trees that belong to them. You are no longer a place to hide. You are the source of light, and light cannot be contained. Under that light, you will stand at a crossroads, and old voices will try to pull you back. Stand firm. Do not belong to what once held you. Sweet honey can trap the feet of wanderers, but you are not a wanderer. You are guided. And destiny does not hold you back. It invites you to go farther. No more chains, no more cells, no more dimming the light to rest your eyes. It's time for the world to learn how to look directly into the brightness. The brightness that comes from you. They'll whisper his luck has arrived. You'll smile, because you know it wasn't luck, it was the promise of divine timing fulfilled. They'll say finally, they appreciate him. But you'll know the light was always there, and the moment had always been waiting for you to enter. They may say, their time has come. But you know better, time doesn't arrive. You are the time. And that difference, that knowing, it humbles you, not with a timid humility, but with the sacred gratitude of someone who carries a mission. Light is not a trophy. It is a responsibility. And responsibility doesn't wait for permission to be fulfilled. There will still be miscalculations, there will still be eyes that compare. But you, the one named by purpose, you no longer live to fit in. You live to elevate. Where you step, the air becomes lighter. Where you're removed, the energy turns heavy. That is your compass. No need to argue, just observe. And when doubt slips quietly into your chest, return to the place of firelight, to this voice that still whispers across the silence. Close your eyes and remember, what heaven has written, no one can erase. Clarity humiliates no one. It seeks no revenge. It simply puts everything back in its rightful place. And when you stand where you truly belong, some will be uncomfortable. They'll bite their lips. They'll turn away. But do not stop. They will learn. Those meant to understand will understand. Those meant to remain will remain. And you will continue. The bell tolls not so you can teach, but so you can cross the threshold. The one that used to be a dream, used to cause you pain, used to ignite your fury, now appears as one final invitation. Now the door opens as if it was never truly shut, and the whole world waits for one thing: your courage to step through, not with stubbornness, but with absolute loyalty to the deepest part of yourself. And when you do, everything around you will fall into place, not by magic, but by the quiet coherence of truth. What once was a chaos of whispers now becomes a single voice, the voice of truth. Words not born from the heart begin to fade, while truth stands, silent but unshakable. This voice does not shout. It does not dress itself in grandeur. It carries only one message. You were born for something greater. No anger, no competition, only presence. This is your season. The season where what was hidden is revealed. What was delayed flows, what was lost returns, wrapped in love and sincerity. Your name, once a topic of gossip, now carries honor. True gratitude is not born in waiting rooms. When you enter fully, as your whole self, the battles will cease. Those who once argued will become witnesses. They'll point and say, "It was him, it was her, it was Aries." Same lips, but a different tone. Don't linger in their praise. Don't grow bitter at their delay. They had their own path. You've completed yours. Not by accident. You are the embodiment of something sacred. They're not drawn to what you lost, but to what you've always carried. You are not a rumor. You are the bell. You are not an accident. You are the purpose. You didn't come here to blend in. You came here to shift the atmosphere. And that difference doesn't separate you from the world. It places you at the center, as the anchor, as the guide. That is why your name rises when they try to silence it. That is why your presence feels heavier when they attempt to blur it. That is why your absence leaves wounds when they try to replace you. And when you rise, everything grows still. The debate loses its weight. Confusion dissolves. The spotlight turns to you, not because you chased it, but because it was always yours. Recognition does not come from applause. It comes from the silent agreement of the universe. Blessings are not granted by those who give, but by the energy channels that have long been open. And you walk forward with quiet certainty. You ask for no permission. You stir no waters. You simply move as one who remembers how to flow. And if, in this very moment, there is still a small voice inside you asking for proof, then this is the proof. Look again at the atmosphere. Today, the way they speak your name has changed. Today, the way they look at you has shifted. Even those who once denied you are now silently reserving a seat at the table for you. Not to serve you, but to acknowledge a purpose that is approaching. You are not a guest, you are home. And wherever you choose to sit, the table forms around you. Place your hand on your chest, breathe, step through. The wheel is now turning in your favor. Doors are opening for you. The voices that once tried to bind you are weary now. The eyes that once turned away have learned how to see. And you, who once stood alone in silent halls and cold corridors, now know you are not waiting for anyone. You are welcoming yourself. The elder sees you rising, not by the sound of cheers, but by the weight of your presence. He sees you claiming your place, not by force, but by belonging. and that place far surpasses the imagination of those who once doubted your name. Now, he gathers the last trails of incense, extinguishes the final ember, and hands you the last thread to complete this journey. Everything that was ever spoken is now folded into a single heartbeat. What heaven wrote about you has begun to manifest. The war over your name has turned into reverence. All measures of comparison dissolve in the presence of divine purpose. Those who once competed will learn to point with reverence, not out of debt, but because truth always rises above all. Stay a little longer. Let this certainty take root. What was once only rumor is now evidence. What was once tension is now fuel. What was once a closed door stands wide open. And the name you carry, once whispered in doubt, today becomes a symbol of clarity. No noise is needed, only progress. Walk. The air will rise to meet you. Those who are ready will follow. That is the nature of light. It does not lower others, it lifts everything. I have woven the final threads. I have tied the cord just tight enough. I have pulled your name from the whispers and turned it into a language of clarity. Destiny is calling. Step through. Leave behind the room where they once argued over your worth. Ahead lie rooms that welcome you, that honor you without credentials. Enter, and let what you carry fulfill its sacred mission. The Elder blesses you now, with the gentle certainty of one who has witnessed many dawns. And this dawn will shine bright because of you. If this revelation has awakened something inside you, if you felt the shift in the air while hearing this call, let it be imprinted upon the earth. Show your resonance with a like, so this message may continue to reach the souls who need it. And subscribe, so you don't miss the next chapter of the revelation that is guiding you, step by step, into the fullness of your light.